Hi, everybody, and welcome to soggy, wet, and rainy Mozak Field, Overcash Stadium. Here on the campus of Providence Day School, it is the Varsity Girls NCISAA State Semifinal featuring the Buccaneers of Charlotte Country Day and the Chargers of Providence Day. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly. My privilege and pleasure to call the play-by-play for today's game. And I'm joined by a Providence Day student, 10th grader Zach Kahn, who works with our broadcast team. And Zach is an up-and-coming broadcaster. And Zach, so good to work with you tonight.
Yeah, it's wonderful to work with you for the first time, I believe, since September. We've got a really nice matchup today between the Buccaneers, they're 13-7-1, and the 22-1-1 Providence Day Chargers in the NCISAA semifinals.
Well, again, Zach, the Chargers got beat last year, right, by Charlotte Latin, even though they were the number one seed, and they want to certainly atone for that this year and in playing Charlotte Country Day. For Providence Day, in goal, Molly Deblitz, only a sophomore. She's had a great season. And in goal for Charlotte Country Day, number one, Lisa Bray. She is committed to Kenyon College in Ohio, and we are underway now in the first half of play. The game was originally supposed to be starting at 5 p.m., but because of all the storms that came through, delayed until 7 p.m., and now we're about 7:10 getting started. So we're just a couple of minutes into the game, and a Providence Day in the blue uniforms with the red trim, and Country Day in the white uniforms with the green numerals and green trim. And we have a goal kick coming up for Country Day. And Zach, how did these two teams fare against one another this year?
Providence Day won both matchups with a combined score of 15-0. In the most recent matchup, which was on May 2nd, so just about 2 weeks ago, Providence Day won 7-0. They scored 3 goals in the first period, 2 in the second. It was a great game from Blaine McElroy, Lee Zimmer, and Devin McElroy. They all had 5 points, and Davis Easley also scored 2 points. So a very solid team effort by Providence Day as they blew out Country Day, whose record does not indicate how they've played against PD this year. 13-7-1, 13-5-1 when they're not playing PD. This just seems to be their Achilles heel.
And I'll tell you what, Zach, we have a couple of great coaches coaching these two teams. First, for Charlotte Country Day, Oscar Del Pino. He was extremely successful over at Charlotte Catholic before coming over to Country Day. He runs a good ship. He's a very nice man and does a great job for Charlotte Country Day. And, of course, we have the longtime coach of both the boys and girls teams here at Providence Day, Dan Dudley, who's a tremendous tactician. He's from England. He knows the game of soccer inside out. He's so well liked here at Providence Day, and year in and year out, Zach, he does a tremendous job.
Absolutely. The Providence Day Chargers have been in the national ranking several years in a row now. I think they went as high as number 2 a couple years ago, maybe 1. And this certainly is another season for the all-time greats.
All right, so Country Day knocks the ball out. The Chargers will throw it in. And with that throw in, that's Kelsey Hart, sophomore midfielder. And now on the ball, KK Hart. Into the box, but coming out quickly to grab it is Lisa Bray. And she will punt it away for Country Day. I'm Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play. Zach Kahn, our student color analyst, and welcome to our live stream broadcast here on the Providence Day Sports Network on YouTube. And if you'd like to get a shout out, we know there's lots of people watching. There's a chat bar on the right-hand side, and you can send us a chat there in the chat box. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for, and we'll be happy to get that on, give you some love here on our live stream telecast. Also, you can send us an email to rushstreaming@gmail.com. That's rushstreaming@gmail.com. Again, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and we will be happy to give you a shout-out right here on our Providence Day live stream. Zach, can we get a couple more windows open here and get them a little bit wider so we can get some crowd noise? Thank you so much. No score. As you can see, we're early on Providence Day now. In the box, here it comes. They score! Providence Day knocks it home, and they take a 1-0 lead. Blaine McElroy will get the assist, or get the goal, rather. She's a junior midfielder and always dangerous as Blaine. And she got it home, and Jada McGrew getting the assist. And the Chargers grab a quick 1-0 lead here over Country Day. And great job, Zach. Good job here. So awesome. Zach, by the way, I talked to Jada McGrew's mom before the game today, and they're out here in full force and want to say hi to their relatives who are watching on our live stream. And yes, got a shout out already. El Paso, yes, for Jada. That's my cousin. So, hey, thanks for the shout out. Yes, Jada McGrew getting the assist on that Blaine McElroy goal. And, you know, Blaine McElroy, KK Hart, these players, man, also Kenzie Halick, they've got a lot of firepower, Zach, and they're all a handful, aren't they?
Absolutely. Blaine, 39 goals on the season. Last year she had 16, so she keeps getting better every single year. Remember, she's only a junior, so she will certainly be one of the top players on Providence Day next year, as she already is now.
All right, the Chargers now in the back on the far side of the field, already with a 1-0 lead. They chip the ball in the box, and dangerous right there was KK Hart, but it's knocked away by the Buccaneers. And they're going to try to keep the ball in, but the Chargers have it just inside their side of midfield. All right, Providence Day will work that ball from the back. Already with a 1-0 lead. And to the midfield now. Near side, that's Kelsey Hart. Now Jada McGrew puts it right side. Into the box it goes. Save made by Bray, and she's down, slow to get up. And we got a corner kick coming up for Providence Day. Another dangerous effort there by the Chargers, Zach.
Chargers putting a lot of pressure on early.
So a corner kick for Providence Day. And Blaine McElroy will take it. It's in the box, but knocked away, and it's a goal kick coming up for Country Day. Very good start right now for Providence Day, isn't it, Zach? They are applying the pressure, already have a goal, so they are getting off to the good start that I know Dan Dudley was hoping that they would get.
Absolutely, especially in their last couple games. They haven't gotten off to excellent starts. They've had slow starts, normally getting their first goal around the 20-minute mark, getting their first goal here with about 33 minutes 33 minutes to go in the first period is pretty excellent start.
Kelsey Hart had the ball taken away. It's kicked out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Country Day. All right, wow, fast 10 minutes gone already, Zach, here in the First half of play, NCISAA state semifinal. Now there's a shot, but over top the net. That'll be another goal kick for Country Day. And why don't you go over the Buccaneers starting lineup, Zach?
So the goalkeeper for the Buccaneers is Liza Bray. Midfielder Sam Vanderhaven, number 4. Number 9, Ellie Wilkins. Number 10, Avery Johnson. Number 11, Cassie Odom. Number 13, Rachel Guffin. Number 14, Maisie Koziel. Number 17, Molly Brown. Number 20, Haley Ray. Number 21, now Collins Friedland. And number 22, Kira McFalamy.
All right, we'll get to the Providence Day lineup in just a moment. Now we got another goal kick, so go for it, Zach. The Providence Day starting lineup.
In goal, sophomore, number 1, Molly Deblitz. Number 2, Kelsey Hart. Number 3, Florida State commit Jada McGrew. Number 4, Brooklyn Jensen. Number 7, KK Hart. She's committed to play at Tulsa. Number 10, Kate Cater. Number 14, Grace White. Number 17, Blaine McElroy, committed to Purdue. Number 19, Leah Zimmer. Number 22, Devin McElroy. And number 24, Abby Golding round out the number 5 team in the country's starting lineup.
I'll tell you, it's been a great season for Dan Dudley. The assistant coaches for Providence Day, Chris Gundacker, Clay Hellner, excuse me, and Ashley Liberto. And for Country Day, again, the assistant coaches, Maggie Daniel, Virginia McNeil, and Bill Laurie. I'm Tim Donnelly. My privilege and pleasure to call the play-by-play here in the Providence Day Sports Network, joined by aspiring broadcasting student, only a sophomore here at Providence Day, Zach Kahn. Zach's been working, since you were, in 8th grade, right?
Ninth grade, but it kind of feels like that now.
Oh, okay. All right, because we've worked together quite a bit. Zach,
Wow.
I got 2 more years to work with you.
It's excellent.
Before you head out. So we had to say goodbye to Mackenzie Eason last night. As Mackenzie, that was her last live stream game. She's heading to Miami to go to school for the Hurricanes. She's on the rowing team down there. How about that?
Yeah, very, very impressive. And she's majoring in journalism, so two both wonderful things down in Coral Gables.
Providence Day leads 1-0. We've just updated our score. We apologize for that. And the Chargers have the lead 1-0 on an early goal, 3-minute mark by Blaine McElroy, assisted by Jada McGrew. And the Chargers have pretty much had their way. I think there's really only been one little penetration by Country Day into the Providence Day zone. And Molly Deblitz took care of that. Now there's a shot right on, and a big save there from Lisa Bray. I want to say hi to Faith Harris. She says, thanks for the family shout-out. That's my niece. My niece is a beast. All right, Faith. Thank you so much for chiming in on our chat box. By the way, you are not watching a replay. This game was delayed from a 5 p.m. start to about a 7:10 start because of all the storms and the weather, and we're pretty sure everything is out of the way. And because we have such an excellent turf field here at Providence Day, it drains very nicely, and the girls are able to play today. All right, settling it down now is Kelsey Hart. She'll drop it back to the defense. This is Brooklyn Jensen. And the Chargers will build slowly from the back with a 1-0 lead. They have controlled play here early with just the 1 goal, but they've had some good opportunities. Now it's Leah Zimmer, but Country Day steals. It's stolen right back, Jada McGrew. McGrew now to the right side. Chance for a cross in the box. There it comes. And it went behind the Providence Day forward, and now kicked out and cleared to midfield. Another good opportunity there, Zach, for the Chargers.
Chargers still retain possession, so great team effort to swarm around that ball and keep it in play. They've really limited Country Day to only one opportunity, really in the first 2 minutes. So for the last 13 minutes of this ball game, it has been all Providence Day.
Devin McElroy with the throw in there. And looks like Providence Day knocked it out. Throw in for Country Day. That's Grace Montcastle. Or I beg your pardon. Ellie Wilkins. Providence Day gets it right back, though. Here's Kelsey Hart down the right side. I think it went off of Blaine McElroy, and that'll be a throw-in for Country Day. Well, Zach, a quick moving first half now, 15 minutes in, and the Chargers still lead 1-0, but they've had a ton of opportunities. They are dominating here early, but it's only 1-0.
And as you say, it's been quick moving quietly, really, over the past 5 minutes, just until right there.
Great chance, but blocked by Country Day. Jada McGrew. Now the shot, that was blocked deep. And a goal kick now for Providence Day.
A lot of these shots getting blocked by Country Day. That is why the Chargers have only officially shot the ball 4 times.
Avery Johnson with a couple of blocks down low for Country Day. The Chargers have it, though, now in the midfield, leading 1-0. I'm Tim Donnelly, and thank you so much for watching our Providence Day live stream of the girls varsity. Shot there, blocked. Another goal kick coming up for the Chargers. And again, this NCISAA state semifinal.
If the Chargers win, I believe they will be hosting Latin on Saturday. The game should be in the middle of the day, but there could be some weather issues like there were earlier today.
Rather than put it in the box, they put it back a little bit. Now the cross blocked, and a throw-in coming up for the Chargers here. Country Day has been backed up so far pretty much the whole 15 minutes of this first half, Zach.
I will say, despite this disadvantage, Country Day has been really smart. They've gotten in the right places to block the shots, and you saw right there how quick and how effective that forward kicked it. Instead of letting it go past the net, out of bounds line, she kicked it towards the ref, preventing a possible corner. So they've had really smart, high IQ moments this half.
By the way, Zach, should the Chargers win tonight, they will host that game on Saturday here at Providence Day, and Bayhackle Sports is going to broadcast the game live on their website, so be watching for that. Now the ball in. Bray coming out. Country Day fortunate to be able to knock it out along the near side. Throw in for Providence Day. It's been all Chargers so far. Down the right side. Here comes the cross. It's knocked away again by Country Day.
And lots being done by number 20 and number 21 for Country Day. They've blocked a lot of shots and prevented a couple chances, just like Bray did right there for Country Day.
Yeah, Haley Ray and Avery Johnson blocking a lot of shots back there in the box. But, you know, when you put that ball in the box, Zach, anything can happen. Deflections, goes through a player. So you keep putting it in there, and good things, I think, will eventually happen.
And that's I don't make too many cross-sport references, but that is the Carolina Hurricane strategy for the playoffs. I really think so, and they got that strategy really paid off in their last game. Yeah,
they're hanging in. That was I could see in Game 4 the Hurricanes winning that one, but then New York just laid an egg the other night in Madison Square Garden, and that series now the Rangers still lead 3-2, but Game 6 tomorrow night in Raleigh. But hey, we're not here to talk hockey. We're here to talk soccer. As the Providence Day varsity girls, they got to the finals last year, losing to a determined Latin team. A tough one for Dan Dudley and the crew, but trying to make amends this year and take home the championship. By the way, our boys lacrosse team will be at Cannon on Saturday for the state championship. Congrats to them. Our girls lacrosse team lost a tough one to Country Day last night here. So the Buccaneers are taking on Charlotte Latin in the girls lacrosse.
And Providence Day had a mini winning streak going against Country Day after struggling to beat them for a very long time in girls lacrosse. So still a positive trend for Providence Day even though they lost.
All right, into the game now for Providence Day, a junior forward, Rowan Daly. So she sees her first action for the Chargers and Dan Dudley this evening. Again, this game was to be played at 5 o'clock, but due to storms and the weather, delayed to 7:10, but we're glad to be able to bring it here to you with the Chargers on top, 1-0. A goal in the 3rd minute from Blaine McElroy, assisted by Jada McGrew. And really, it's been a dominant performance, even in the last, almost 20 minutes. I don't think Country Days crossed midfield.
Certainly an excellent performance by some of the center backs for Providence Day, controlling the ball, keeping Country Day's chances limited. They only have one shot on the board, and that became within the first 2 minutes. So Providence Day has really halted any momentum that the Buccaneers had from their last game against North Raleigh Christian.
But again, credit Country Day. They're still only trailing by 1. They've kept it close despite a lot of good chances by Providence Day. And Zach, how about those seedings and records again for both teams?
Providence Day is 22-1-1 on the season, the 1 seed in this year's NCISAA playoffs. Country Day is 13-7-1. I believe they're the 4 seed. I can check that for 100% clarification. But the winner, like we all said, will play number 2 seed Latin on Saturday. Location depending on who wins this one.
All right, Country Day gets it in deep, but knocked it out on the far side, so it's going to be a throw-in for Providence Day. First time in a long time Country Day has had that ball deep in Providence Day territory. Now we get a goal kick coming up, and hopefully waking up Molly Deblitz back there, the goalkeeper of Providence Day, because she hadn't seen much action. Rather than punt it out of there, Providence Day very content to just let their players bring the ball up the field, and they're doing it well. Yep, foul there. The foul on Avery Johnson, free kick for the Chargers. Tim Donnelly, my privilege and pleasure to call the play-by-play for tonight's game. Zach Kahn, our sophomore student color analyst. Always good to work with Zach. We've worked a lot of games here in the last couple years, Zach, and so I'm going to get you involved in our Charlotte Rush hockey games.
That would be wonderful.
Season, okay? You looking forward to that starting in September?
Yes, I've really picked up hockey. I really like listening to Trip Tracy on the radio for Hurricanes games.
All right,
it's amazing. Like I really have a good time just listening to the radio.
All right, ball shot. Oh my, the left foot.
Another
goalkeeper out of the net, and the left footer by Devin McElroy went high and wide. Oh my, the goalie was out of the net. Excellent opportunity there, but Devin McElroy just fired it up a little high, and it's a goal kick for the Buccaneers. They actually let one of their defenders kick it out. It's a good kick.
We saw a lot of balls that were just a little bit too high in Providence Day's more recent matchups against inter-Charlotte rivals. So that is something they certainly want to, Obviously, chances are good, but they do want to reduce the number of sky-high balls and field goals.
A steal by Country Day. But the Chargers recovering still isn't out yet. Battling for the Buccaneers was Cassie Odom. But Providence Day maintains possession. All right, there's KK Hart. Country Day intercepting. And they'll try to get something going. They kick it in down the right side. But Molly Dublitz comes out, no trouble there. And she'll just dish off to her defender. We're down to almost under 14 minutes to go now in the first half. 1-0. Providence Day with a lead. A goal in the 3rd minute from Blaine McElroy with the assist to Jada McGrew. And I have to admit, Zach, while the Chargers have had a large amount of the play, almost all of it, they just have not been able to get that second goal.
They've been close multiple times, and this has opened the door for Country Day to create a little bit more pressure on their end. They've gotten 2 straight opportunities here, none resulting in any shots, but it is certainly provides optimism to Country Day fans as they seem to find their offensive groove for the first time in this ballgame.
So we get another goal kick coming up here. And Country Day will bring it out. Country Day with a long lead pass, but that's way too long, and Dublitz will pick it up. No trouble. With 13 minutes remaining in the 1-0 lead for Providence Day. Out of the midfield now. Here come the Chargers. And a ball taken away nicely by Rachel Guffin of Country Day. And Guffin losing control, and Rowan Daly now will settle things down, and now across midfield. Here comes Providence Day. They'll dish it up on the left wing. And a shot on goal. One hopper goes to Lisa Bray. Which mic are you on here, Zach? Turn yours up.
Here we go. I figured it out.
Okay. I got a big mouth and you got a quieter one. You can turn mine down a little bit, okay? All right, Country Day now. Trying to make a move. Big steal there in the back for the Chargers. Great defense. Taking that ball away as Country Day tried to get a cross in front. Very nice job there by Abby Goldine. Tell you what, Zach, you look down this roster, there's some seniors, but there's a lot of sophomores and juniors on this team. They're going to be good for a long time to come.
And there's a lot of junior college commits already. That just tells you how stacked this Providence Day team is.
All right, a throw in for the Buccaneers. Now they're going to get it in the box, but there's nobody there. It goes right to Dublitz, and she'll dish it off, and now the Chargers will build it from the back with about 11 minutes to go now. Providence Day still leading 1-0, but that goal came very early in the first half. All right, sending it down the right flank. And catching up to it on a great job there was Devin McElroy. It had to be played out of bounds, and they're going to call it a goal kick here.
Almost got it. Not quite. She jumped over the end line.
I guess so. So this will be booted out by goaltender Eliza Bray, I beg your pardon. But it's right to a Chargers player. Now it's KK Hart. Dribbling, throws it out to the far side. Good back kick, but Country Day was there, and they'll boot it back out to midfield. Headed back into Chargers territory. They battle for it along the far side. Providence Day has it to McGrew. Jada McGrew now on the move. Pumps it down the left wing. Looking for the cross. There it comes, but it's right to Bray. She'll gobble it up and get a goal kick coming up. For Country Day. If you'd like to get a shout out here in our Providence Day live stream game, all you have to do is go in our chat box. You can see on our Providence Day Sports Network, you can do that. Or you can send us an email to rushstreaming@gmail.com. That's rushstreaming@gmail.com. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and we'll be happy to give you a shout out here. Hey, Zach, we've heard from M. Dixon. Remember her?
Yes, indeed.
She worked here at, her dad works here and her mom. They're great folks, and M took a job up in Massachusetts, but she's watching, and M, hello. We missed you this past year. Hope your year went well up there in Massachusetts. And your Boston Bruins, too. Oh, I'm sorry, Zach. We're not allowed to talk about hockey here, okay? Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about hockey here. All right.
All right, fans. Time once again for a Providence Day Chargers.
Corner kick.
Taking number 17, Blaine McElroy.
Blaine McElroy now. Try to give the Chargers, try to put it in the box to give somebody an opportunity to get it, for the Chargers to get a 2-0 lead. Here comes the corner. It's a good one. Batted up into the air. Cleared, but not out. Long shot. Score! A bullet bounces off the post and goes in. And Providence Day increases its lead to 2-0. And the iron proved to be effective for the Chargers there. A little assist from the iron.
Absolutely. That was Kelsey Hart, number 2, who scored that goal. And that's her 4th goal of the season. So great positioning, great put back by Chance. And she got, the iron favored her there as that ball hit the post, went in. Chargers take a 2-goal lead with 7:33 to go.
So Kelsey Hart, oh, sorry, Zach, my bad.
I may have said KK, I meant Kelsey.
Kelsey Hart gets the goal in the 33rd minute. 2-0. The Chargers now have the lead. That's a big goal. Now a long shot way over top the net by the Buccaneers there. And that long shot from Molly Brown. So Blaine McElroy and Kelsey Hart have the goals here for the Chargers as they look to advance to the finals, which would be here Saturday if Providence Day wins it. And it will be telecast by Bayhackle Sports. And had a chance to do a couple of basketball games for Bayhackle Sports in February. Had a great time working with their excellent staff. All right, here's a through ball. Closing in. The shot. Oh, my, it's wide. Jada McGrew had a lot of net to shoot at, and she could not finish. Oh, that had 3-0 written all over it, Zach. Boy, Jada's going to be thinking about that one tonight.
And that's one you'd rather have back for Providence Day. They're still up 2-0. McGrew obviously would have liked that for her 24th goal of the season. Such an easy chance there.
All right, goal kick for the Buccaneers. Good effort by Jada McGrew,
Absolutely.
just could not finish.
And sometimes that happens. She did have an assist earlier in the contest as well.
Yeah, she's played a good game.
Yeah, she's played a really good game.
You know, right now, too, we're looking at Country Day. They got 2 forwards up, and there's about 5 Chargers players back. They just don't have the numbers up front. And I guess they're just afraid of a counterattack, perhaps, but they don't have many numbers up front. And I think that will change as the game goes on with them trailing 2-0.
Yeah, Chargers are a lot faster. Their forwards are a lot faster than Country Days. If one of the center backs gets a takeaway, it makes it a man advantage for Providence Day. It is not going to look so good for the Buccaneers. So I understand why they're not putting any pressure, but in order to win this game, you obviously have to put pressure on Providence Day's defense.
Through the first 35 minutes, it's pretty much been all Providence Day here. As they have dominated, and a couple of good saves by Liza Bray, and could have made a difference. And the Chargers a couple of times couldn't finish 2, so it could have been more than the 2-0. All right, now we got a 2-on-2 for Country Day. All right, top of the box, race for the ball. Deblitz comes way out. Look out!
Uh-oh.
Deblitz out of the box, almost a steal, but the Chargers recovered.
And that's great movement by the center backs there. Country Day did not, again, if they had more people on the attack there, they absolutely would have scored that goal. So opportunities like that is what they really, really need.
Yeah.
And that just proves it.
Well, they would have loved to have gotten one there, as it that was I think that was Ellie Wilkins that almost had that opportunity. All right, coming down the final 3 minutes here, 3.5 minutes of the first half with the Chargers, and the strength of a goal in the 3rd minute by Blaine McElroy. And then in the 33rd minute, it was Kelsey Hart getting the 2nd Providence Day goal. Now it's knocked out of bounds, and it's like Jada McGrew hobbling a little bit over there. Hope she's okay. Oh, she's looks like she's a little bit in pain. We're going to stop the clock here. Injury timeout. Jada McGrew, and this will call on the training staff. Carly Murray out there. To take a look. So we got a timeout now with 2:57 to go in the first half of play. Zach and I will stay with you for a little bit here at the half, and we will recap the first half of play and kind of fill you in tune what's going on with some of the other sports teams here at Providence Day. It is the Providence Day Sports Network, right? So we'll tell you a little bit more. Should the Chargers win today, though, they would host the championship game on Saturday here at Providence Day, and we will let you know the outcome of that. It will be televised by Bayhackle Sports, so keep that in mind. Thanks again to all the folks that chimed in. Well, they're still looking at Jada McGrew, and she's had a strong game, Zach. If for some reason she's shaken up more than we hope, it would be it'd be a tough loss for the Chargers.
And hopefully she's all right. She's an excellent player going to play for Florida State in a couple years.
Awesome. So Dan Dudley's going to call his crew over here now with this injury timeout, but they're still looking over there at Jada, the Providence Day training staff, led by Carly Murray. Jackie Fritzen over there too? Not sure.
And to the
I'm
left,
trying to get our binocs over here working.
to the left of them is the two referees. Matt Thomas is the lead referee for the game. I believe you have the name of the other two referees.
Yeah, we sure do. The center referee, Matt Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
The AR1 is Matt Fry, and AR2, Ben Klein. Jada McGrew is up. But he's needing some help here. And she is favoring that right knee or right leg, and that's a tough one. That's, Carly Murray out there with her assistants. So prayers going out, Zach, to Jada McGrew, and hopefully that's not a real serious injury, but we won't know. But Jada was not able to walk off under her own power. So we're about set to resume here. And she'll be looked at more carefully, and perhaps maybe even getting some tests here in the next day or two. Well, I'm Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play Zach Kahn, our student color analyst here at Providence Day. Thank you so much for joining us. This game was to start at 5 p.m., got delayed 2 hours and 10 minutes, and getting underway at about 7:10. The Chargers have the lead 2-0, waning minutes here of the first half. Right, headed in by the Buccaneers. Maybe a dangerous play there, but they wave it off.
Country Day is looking to put pressure to end the half. A nice goal would be some really positive momentum.
Yeah, the Chargers, without question, they want to go to that locker room with a 2-0 lead or more. They don't want to get it back to a one-goal game for sure. So my guess is Dan Dudley will have the ladies tighten things up here and make sure that at least the lead is 2-0. Long lead pass, trying to track it down and able to do so is Brooklyn Jensen, throwing it in, but nobody home for the Chargers there. Now return, or beg your pardon, that was Zoe Hargraves, and ends up being a goal kick for Country Day.
And regardless, possessions like those just explain why Country Day was not putting a whole lot of pressure on Providence Day's defense. It's really quickly only two Chargers outran majority of the Buccaneers squad, almost leading to a crucial third goal.
And the Chargers would love to get another one here in the final minute 10. Here's a long shot. It was curving in, but it, on a one bounce, went to Bray, and she scoops it up. No trouble.
That's Bray's fifth save of the contest so far.
All right, in the midfield now. 50 seconds to go. And Providence Day will flag it down inside their own territory. And they will dish it off. Kicked out of bounds by Country Day. Throw in for the Chargers, that's Rowan Daly. And now down the right side, looking for Blaine McElroy. Coming way out is Bray to kick it away. And in the midfield, she finds Rachel Guffin. Now Country Day on the right side, but they cannot keep it in. And with 10 seconds remaining, we're looking at a 2-0 Providence Day lead here at the half.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it.
And there we go. The first half, the first 40 minutes complete. And Providence Day, I thought, had a very productive first half, Zach, with a 2-0 lead. We'll recap the scoring in just a moment, but the Chargers have a 2-0 lead at the half and played really good defense as well in that first half of play. Zach, your first half impressions?
Really impressed by Providence Day's aggression, certainly in the first 3 minutes of the contest. And they kept, even though they had a lot of missed opportunities, they kept fighting, and that led to 2 really nice goals from Blaine and Kelsey. And then defensively, the Chargers, when they've done, they haven't done a whole lot, and that's a lot in part due to Country Day's strategy in the first half, but also Providence Day's just amazing offense and ability to beat you down the field. So it's overall a very solid game for Providence Day. They won their last game 7-0 against Country Day, up 2-0 at halftime here in a do-or-die semifinals game. So a lot of positive things to take away. It was very unfortunate that Jada McGrew went down with an injury. We'll hope she's all right and can return to the game today.
So we are at the half, and the Chargers lead it by a score of 2-0. They got a goal very early in the half. In the third minute, number 17, Blaine McElroy, with an assist from Jada McGrew. And then they got a goal late, well, with about 7 minutes to go, on Kelsey Hart getting the goal in the 33rd minute for the 2-0 Providence Day lead. Again, our girls lacrosse team ousted last night here at Providence Day, losing to Country Day. Country Day playing Latin right now. They're playing Latin in the championship on Saturday. And then our boys lacrosse team winning, beating Christ School. They will play at Cannon on Saturday. And then, of course, should Providence Day hang on here today, they will play on Saturday here, hosting the NCISAA State Championship game. So 2-0, the Chargers have the lead. We'll be coming right back in about 6 minutes to set the table for the second half, and then bring you the final 40 minutes of this NCISAA State semifinal. Tim Donnelly along with Zach Kahn. We'll see you in about 5 minutes.
You want me to unmute you?
Welcome back to Mozak Field over Cash Stadium here in the campus of Providence Day School. Just about set for the second half as the Providence Day Chargers are leading the Buccaneers of Charlotte Country Day 2-0. In the first half, a goal in the 3rd minute from Blaine McElroy. And then in the 33rd minute, Kelsey Hart. And a near perfect night for goaltender Molly Deblitz in the Chargers defense. Also want to give a shout out to our ball girls, Zeta Lukabu, Bryn Metters, Addison Kettner, and Peyton Ward. They're all doing a great job as our ball girls here today. Again, Peyton Ward, Addison Kettner, Bryn Metters, and Zeta Lukabu. All right, underway now in the second half. It's do or die for Country Day. They've got 40 minutes to try to get a couple of goals, and we'll see if they can do it. Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play, joined by Providence Day student Zach Kahn. By the way, Nancy Beatty, our very distinguished athletic director here at Providence Day, has a very unique program where they bring in professionals to announce the games, public address, and live stream. But then we let the students get involved. We mentor them, give them experience, give them some pointers, aspiring broadcasting students. So we've worked with Charlie Hitt, with Zach Kahn, with Mackenzie Eason, and Charlie Gould is not doing any announcing, but he's more on the technical side, and he's doing pretty good for an 8th grader. I'll tell you, he knows how to push all the buttons here. But it's a great win-win program, and very happy to be a part of it. Is, like I said, Zach, 6 years from now, I want to be in my lazy boy chair watching ESPN and turning on, and there's Zach Kahn, right?
Yes, future NBA All-Star. I assume that's what that's for.
All right, we've switched ends of field in the box. Country Day clearing it out, but Providence Day. Now we'll just build it from the back in the midfield. Opening moments of the second half. As Providence Day trying to increase its lead over Country Day and advance to the state final against Charlotte Latin on Saturday. By the way, Zach, the longtime, very distinguished soccer coach of Charlotte Latin, Lee Horton, goes to church with me, and I saw Lee this past Sunday, and great to see him. Lee and I have known each other since 1993 when I was with the general manager of the Charlotte Eagles, and Lee joined us, our staff. Then as an assistant coach, he also coached the Lady Eagles in the W League for a number of years and did a great job. Lee's a very special person, and I'm sure he'll be, if the Chargers hang on, I'm sure he'll be here Saturday. And what do we got here? Goal kick.
Corner kick.
Or corner kick, I beg your pardon, for the Chargers. They'll do it very quickly. All right, ball in the box, batted away by Country Day. Another try for the Chargers here.
She's taking a lot of corner kicks this year.
Yeah.
60s.
38 years for Lee Horton. How about that? I'd like to be in the same spot for 38 years.
That's incredible.
Lee is a warrior. And by the way, Lee was a goaltender for the Tar Heels of North Carolina when he played in college. How about that?
Oh, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, not too far behind him is our very own Dan Dudley, who does a terrific job here at Providence Day and does the boys and girls, and they're always competitive, always in the mix. And Dan does a great job, and he's a great person, too. He's got a terrific personality, so good to work with, and no wonder he's successful.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of coaches that have experience playing or coaching in USL League One. Christian's coach, Country Day's coach. This is a very, very USL League One alum. I know you managed a USL team as well. There's so much connection to USL here in the NCISAA state conference.
The shot right on by the Chargers. That's loose in the box. Still loose. Finally kicked out of there. and cleared by the Buccaneers. Chargers had that loose ball. If there's any little minor fault of Providence Day so far, they just haven't been able to finish a couple they could have had. And we'll give some credit to the Buccaneers, too, for playing some good defense down there. All right, for the Chargers, Grace White throws it in the box, shot blocked. Another shot is wide, and Providence Day will track it down along the far side. But intercepting Country Day, they'll bat it back to midfield. Opening moments of the second half, the Chargers continue to lead 2-0. Tim Donnelly, Zach Kahn from Mozak Field here in the campus of Providence Day School. And by the way, Zach, when it comes to coaches, man, I tell you, there's not too many better, if any, than Nancy Beatty, our athletic director. She knows how to interview coaches, how to hire coaches. And I think about our basketball program with Coach Johnson of the men, of the guys, and Coach Springer of the girls, always in the championship mode. And Jim Serby served as the baseball coach for many years, and he retired this past season. And Steve Bondurant came in, and with a very, very young team, hardly any seniors, one senior, I think. Rebound! Score! Chargers! Or is it no goal?
And if it was, that was not a senior who scored it.
No, I don't think they're counting it.
Yeah. Mr. Ref Thomas is skeptical here.
I don't know if it was offside or what, but
It very well could have been offside because she was the last
no goal there.
defender. Yeah.
So it remains 2-0, and Country Day dodges a big bullet there. All right, Grace White.
Appeared to be offsides.
To Devin McElroy. And now Blaine McElroy. Devin dribbling. Dishing it down the left side. Cross on the way. There it is. It goes through a maze of players. Nobody from the Chargers could get a foot on it. And it's going to be a goal kick coming up. Well, that was dangerous. Went by some Buccaneers defenders, but the Chargers just couldn't get a foot on that. And it's a goal kick coming up for Country Day. All right, 7 minutes into the second half. We're in the 48th minute, and Providence Day continues to lead 2-0. Zach, how about those records and seeds right now for both teams?
Providence Day, number 1 seed. They're 22-1-1. They have won lots of games in a row with their lone loss coming to Ashley and Wilmington. Charlotte Latin is the 2 seed in the conference. Whoever wins tonight's matchup will play Latin. And Country Day is the 4 seed. They're 13-7-1, but when they're not playing the Chargers, they're 8 games over 500, and they're 13-5-1. So they've had an excellent season, but just when it comes to playing Providence Day, they've had their struggles, and evidently you can see here tonight as this is continued. It's been a little more of a closer game, but that has become, possible due to the improved goal play by Country Day and some failed cross opportunities by Providence Day.
All right, goal kick coming up for the Buccaneers. Meanwhile, Charlotte Latin advancing to the championship game with a 4-1 win over Covenant Day. So the number 2 seeded Hawks defeat the number 3 seeded Covenant Day by a score of 4-1. So Latin takes on the winner of this one. And still a ways to go, but the Chargers are up 2-0 and on the way to playing Charlotte Latin on Saturday, but still a ways to go in this one yet. All right, Country Day now. Just lets it go. Chargers can't get to it. Goal kick coming up for the Buccaneers. And Zach, talk about some of the Chargers players that are committed to some colleges and going to play in college.
Blaine McElroy, she has 38 goals on the season. She's going to play at Purdue in 2025. Yes, 2025 or 2026 in whatever the fall or spring season. They're a rebuilding team. They just hired a new coach, so they have a chance to really rise under a big recruit like Blaine. Jada McGrew, she's not playing right now due to an ankle injury. She's committed to Florida State, another nationally recognized program in the ACC. They were up to as high as number 2 a couple years ago. I saw them play number 2 versus number 3 Virginia a couple years ago, and no surprise, Florida State won. KK Hart is committed to Tulsa, program in Oklahoma. They are power. If you call Power 6, I would say that they technically count. But with the changing landscape of college sports, I think any team can become good due to the transfer portal in Tulsa and in the American Athletic Conference. So those are commits as
Score!
one of them scores.
3-0 Chargers. And a big goal there.
It's her second goal of the game. Blaine McElroy.
Yep. The future Boilermaker.
Indiana's going to be, the state of Indiana is going to be lucky to have her. The University of Indiana probably isn't.
50th minute for Blaine McElroy, her second of the game. And if the Purdue folks are watching, they're going to be happy about that. She's still got another year to go here of high school. But nice to see Blaine representing Providence Day in the Big Ten.
Certainly one of the top conferences in sports. I would say that the top conference, and if you combine all the sports, they just edge out the ACC, Big 12, and SEC. But
forgetting about the SEC, Zach?
Football. When is the last SEC title won basketball? I don't think you can.
How about girls
tell me.
softball? Oklahoma.
That's true.
All right. Anyway. All right, we're down to 30 minutes left here. And Chargers up 3-0. They are on top in command. And I tell you what, I got to say this. If the Chargers do hang on and win this one, Zach, kudos to the coaching staff of Providence Day because they had their team ready. They did not take Country Day lightly.
Mm-hmm.
They were well prepared. They started fast. They continued. They continue to dominate, and so that's a well-coached team right there.
Certainly prepared to potentially, I'm not going to put anything in permanent marker right now, but potentially face 19-2 Latin on Sunday in a chance for redemption. They lost last year 3-1 against Latin at home. It was certainly a shocker. I was there. I might have been calling the game, and that was a real surprising one.
Well, Chargers had the lead, too, 1-0
Mm-hmm.
in that game.
And then I believe a UNC commit just took off for Latin.
Oh, they're always tough, that's for sure. And if it is Providence Day and Latin, it will be a good one. All right.
2 top 10 teams.
Chargers now. Still putting on the pressure in the slot. No, offside. Flag goes up, and the free kick here coming up for Country Day. I'll tell you what, that Oklahoma women's softball team, they are amazing.
Well, that's 100% correct.
To go undefeated, that's incredible. And what a run they had last year. By the way, the Providence Day girls softball team had another good season. They lost in extra innings to North Raleigh Christian a couple of days ago, but they had a good run as well. The Chargers are closing in now in the box. It just goes through everybody. And should be a Country Day throw in here deep. By the way, Providence Day, Also very much on top right now in the Wells Fargo Championship as far as the high school, private school point totals are concerned. The Providence Day won it last year, and it hasn't all been decided yet, but Providence Day coming into the spring had the lead, and their lacrosse team's doing well, tennis team doing well, girls soccer, girls lacrosse did well. So we'll see when all the numbers shake out, but Providence Day may be taking that Wells Fargo High School Championship trophy back again for a second consecutive year. And kudos to our athletic department here at Providence Day, Nancy Beatty, Rod Rochelle, Steve Bondurant, our outstanding sports information director, David Oliver. All right, shot right on, but right into the arms of Bray, and no trouble there. How about the stats right now, Zach? Shots and saves for both teams.
Country Day has only officially shot the ball twice in this contest. Their goalie does have 8 saves, and they've had 1 corner opportunity, I believe, coming late in this first half. Providence Day, on the other hand, has really dominated in the shots category. 16 shots, 5 corners. I think you could add a couple more shots to that. A lot of high balls, through balls that could have been missed. So certainly very, very high potential and optimistic outlook on Providence Day's side in terms of shots and corners. And they'll certainly need to have this aggressive mindset to beat Latin on Saturday.
You just saw Country Day with a little flurry there, but the Chargers survived. Boy, I tell you, we're getting a lot of hate from the Latin folks today, huh, on our chat, Zach. Boy, there's a lot of hate coming our way from those guys. They're perfect over there, right? Yeah.
I will say I am an ACC guy, Tar Heel fan. I'm not like ACC. I think is the best, but we were putting it in context of Big Ten, and we were talking about Purdue. So I was trying to keep the ACC context out of there. But
yeah, we spend all our time, Zach. Just we spend hours researching who has the most championships. Right? It's a great use of our time, isn't it, Zach?
Yes.
Great use of our time. All right, throw in for Country Day. Chargers still looking for more here. All right, here comes the left-hander. It's over top the goal. The left footer, I beg your pardon. And Zimmer with the shot over top the crossbar. Goal kick coming up for Country Day.
And one thing to note from our At the Beach statistician, Miss Dixon, she says KK is actually a legacy player at Tulsa. So I believe at least one or both of her parents played at Tulsa.
How about
soccer.
that?
So there's certainly a nice connection in a good team in Oklahoma in a solid conference in the AAC.
All right. Hey, thanks to Sarah Grace Enos. She says, loving it, Tim and Zach, for your commentary tonight. A big heart. Thank you, Sarah Grace. Appreciate that. Very nice of you to chime in with something complimentary. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. All right, 23 minutes left, and the Chargers, if they can hang on, and they're showing no signs of not here, leading 3-0. And if you'd like to get a shout-out here in our Providence Day live stream, just send us an email to rushstreaming@gmail.com. That's rushstreaming@gmail.com. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, and
so close.
Oh, my. We'll be glad to give you a shout-out here on our Providence Day live stream. Again, the email address, rushstreaming@gmail.com. And also, you can go in our chat box on our live stream and be glad to hear from you then.
So,
hey, and you saw M. Dixon there.
Yes. So
Go ahead, Zach.
Correct.
I'll let you do the honors.
correction there. M. Dixon, I believe it must be with Miss Dixon, so she gave that stat about the stat I shared with Miss Dixon. Excuse me, the stat I shared about KK Hart being a legacy athlete at Tulsa came from M. Dixon. So thanks to the Dixons, M. Dixon, for sharing that, and Miss Dixon for texting me that. So great team effort from the beach.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Ted and Melissa do a great job with the live streams, too, and M also. We did a championship game last year. I think Emily did one half and you did the other.
That's right.
Of that girls' soccer game last year.
Yeah, and when I was on the mic, I think we imploded.
Okay.
So. But that's okay.
Here come the Chargers, but they're going to be offside. The flag up. And, of course, M, I guess, is still up in Massachusetts. She says, oh, we're just in different states right now, texting each other while we watch. All right, that makes a lot of sense.
Dedicated fan. I know she assisted. She was on the state championship team. I believe they played Latin in like 2012, 2013, 2014. She had the game-winning assist.
Wow.
So
yeah, Em was a good athlete in her own right when she was here at Providence Day.
So she certainly has experience winning at Providence Day and part of that soccer program.
Yeah, Ted and Melissa do the girls basketball here, and they're always so helpful to me, getting me set in when I come in and do the boys' game. So always thanks to Ted and Melissa, and especially Melissa. She just makes sure we got everything we need, and greatly appreciate the Dixons. All right, free kick coming up now for the Buccaneers. 20 minutes to go. They need some goals and need them quickly. They fire it in, knocked out of there nicely by Rowan Daly. And Providence Day. Ball held in across the way by Country Day. And they're going to start pushing forward now, Zach. They have to because they need goals and need them quickly. So, again, while that is a good strategy, I agree with it, it does leave them a little vulnerable in the back to some quick counterattacks. But right now they got to push forward.
They need to. They're pushing forward right now, a 2-on-3, but that one's thwarted by Providence Day defense.
And a shot there by Avery Johnson, but it was blocked by the defense before it got to goalkeeper Molly Deblitz.
A yellow card, a little rough play between Providence Day, the defender, but she got knocked over, so there's just a little play there. So I believe, a free kick after the yellow card? And Rowan Daly's going to come in for the Chargers.
All right, so it was Abby Goldine, I think, getting the yellow, and Rowan Daly coming back in. All right, under 20 minutes to go now in the contest. Providence Day on the strength of a pair of Blaine McElroy goals. And also a single goal from Kelsey Hart and flawless defense pretty much by Providence Day. So again, we got a stoppage of the clock here. Now we're going to turn it. On the kick here. There we go. Long shot. Played very well by Molly Deblitz there, sophomore goalkeeper.
Should be a corner kick as she dribbled it out. Yep, corner kick, dribbled it out of bounds.
Only the second corner, right, for Country Day so far. So
corner number 2, yeah. So just under 20 minutes to go in regulation. Remember, the game's not officially ending in the second period.
Kind of at the top of the box there, didn't get in as deep as they had wanted, and it was headed out and a goal kick for Providence Day. All right, coming in now for Providence Day, number 12, senior forward Madison Kaminsky. And departing for the Chargers, Zoe Hargraves. By the way, Zach, for Dan Dudley, when you're ahead right now, okay, you want to make sure you secure the win, right? You got to do that.
Obviously.
But also, when you're up like this, you also want to try to rest your players as much as possible and also prohibit them from being injured. So that is a decision strategy that needs to be managed very carefully by the coaching staff of the Chargers, because you want to make sure you secure the win, but you also would love to rest your starting players a little bit when you have a 3-0 lead, and also get them off the field so they don't get injured. So it's a juggling game, and I'm sure Dan Dudley knows how to do that, and he is starting to sub a few players in right now.
Yeah, I think we'll see at least a mass exodus from at least from the starting lineup, at least in the next 5 minutes, when the Chargers have finally secured this. Maybe score if they can, run down the field and just get another a pillow cushion to.
Blaine McElroy puts it in the box, but Country Day there, and they'll just boot it back to the midfield. Chargers, that's Brooklyn Jensen kicking it ahead. Chargers defense has played very well tonight. Country Day has had very few dangerous chances at all. And Molly Deblitz has been there for the 1 or 2 that they had. I think one more would pretty much put the lid on the pot here, Zach, for Providence Day. But they're showing no signs of letting up. Great coaching job by Dan Dudley and the crew. Chris Gundacker, Clay Hellner, and Ashley Liberto, the assistant coaches for the Chargers. By the way, I do have a ton of respect for Oscar Del Pino, the head coach of Country Day. He was over at Latin for many years. Always had those teams in the hunt, big champions. And Oscar does a great job. I had a chance to talk with him before the game a little bit down on the field. He's an excellent gentleman, a very good coach, and, of course, Country Day, ranked number 4. And no surprise with Oscar calling the shots there as the head coach of Charlotte Country Day. When I was with the Charlotte Observer, stringing high school games, covered many of those games over at Latin with Oscar. He does a great job. All right. Corner kick coming up for the Chargers. Here it comes.
Too high.
Good ball, headed high and wide. Goal kick for the Buccaneers. Hey, also, Zoe Hargraves' sister has chimed in, Dara, and she's watching from California. Hey, thanks a lot, Dara, for watching Sis play. She just went out, Zoe Hargraves, and thanks, Dara, for your shout-out. Hey, let us know what part of California you're in as well. And I know Zoe appreciating you watching there.
And if they're from Santa Barbara, let me know. I know we were talking about USL League One earlier to keep it in soccer. They're actually going to mail me a merch pack because I expressed interest in their. They're not a team yet. They're debuting in 2025. But I did express interest in. They're going to be sending me a merch pack in the mail, the Santa Barbara Sky.
This is USL now, right? Not
USL
MLS.
League
Okay.
One.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
No, I wish we could have like Orlando City, mail me a scarf, but I got Charlotte FC here.
All right, in the box, shot. Oh, just wide. The left footer would not go. As the Chargers maybe could have put the nail in the coffin there. And that was Madison Kaminsky there on the shot, but unable to put it home. Oh, and Dara says she's from the Bay Area. Okay, so Frisco, Oakland.
Been to Oakland.
Area. By the way, speaking of Santa Barbara, California, that's also Westmont College. And they're a smaller school, but they do put a lot of good soccer players in there. Women's.
That's interesting.
Yep.
I did not know that. It's one of the things I'll say I learned today.
In fact, Katie Gardenier played for the Charlotte Lady Eagles in 2000. She was the NAIA Player of the Year, the whole country, and she went to Westmont College in Santa Barbara, California. So, hey, Dare, thanks for letting us know. And, hey, Dare, how about those Oakland A's? They're not playing as bad as everybody thought they were going to play this year.
I've been to a game in the crappy Coliseum.
Okay.
To show you the pictures once we're done.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Providence Day now, just 12 minutes away. And unless there's something really spectacular here, I just don't see Country Day coming back in this one. They have fought valiantly. But Providence Day has just been dominant tonight. And if they can hang on, it'll be a great final against Charlotte Latin.
And that Bride Day game possibly could get on your TV. I'm not sure if Bay Hackle still has the WCCB connection or not, but they used to play them on delay. So we'll see about that.
Well, you can go to the Chargers website, pdchargers.com. Left footer blocked. Now another chance just wide. They were looking for the upper right-hand corner. Oh, my, that was close.
Lots of close chances today.
That was Devin McElroy with that shot, and that almost bended in, but just missed the upper right-hand corner of the Country Day goal. All right, last chance to get a shout-out here in our live stream. You can do it on the chat box if you like, or you can also shoot us an email, rushstreaming@gmail.com. That's rushstreaming@gmail.com. I'm Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play, joined by Zach Kahn, our student color analyst, only a sophomore. And Zach, an aspiring broadcasting student. Hey, Zach, by the way, what's going on with your Carolina broadcasting camp this summer over at Chapel Hill? Did you get in or not?
I got in yesterday.
All right. Yes,
Thanks
yesterday.
to you.
Well, I sent you a letter of recommendation. I don't know how much that helped, but
And with the logos at the bottom, they probably took an entire page because you are so accomplished. That really helped as well.
I don't know about that. Somebody might not think I'm so accomplished here, huh, Zach? All right.
I don't know.
I've only been in it for 40 years, so.
Oh no, that's not that long.
It's not. It's what I mean. I need to have much more experience to be
you
accomplished.
know, yeah. I don't know any more, you know.
So we got a goal kick now for Country Day with 10 minutes to go in the match, and the Chargers up 3-0. Blaine McElroy with a pair of goals and Kelsey Hart the other. And perfect defense, almost perfect defense from Providence Day and goaltender Molly Deblitz. Molly only a sophomore. And has 2 more good years with the Chargers. All right, Providence Day again. Getting in the box, stolen. At the top of the box, but stolen right back by the Buccaneers, just Molly Brown.
Brown has 14 goals on the season, so she's one of their best players.
I'll tell you what, Zach, you can really count on 2 hands the times that Country Day has been in Providence Day territory tonight.
And they've had much more opportunities, at least in the second half, as we saw, than in the first. But this game has just been dictated by Providence Day's aggression and strong start, despite the injury to Jada. And it'll be so exciting to see if they can bring this momentum and aggression into the game.
Oh, my goodness, on the follow-up.
Oh.
The shot was stopped by Bray. The follow-up chipped, but just over top the net. Oh, that didn't miss by much.
That's about as close as you can get.
Chargers have been extremely close in a lot of plays tonight. Getting a look at it on the rebound there. Oh, my
gosh. Yeah, just some things haven't fallen their way, but they're up 3-0. Still very, very, very impressive. 2 halves. As their I know we talked about this earlier, but their starters are still on the field. So,
well, don't ever say never. Providence Day hasn't won the game yet as long as there's time on the clock, but it certainly is not looking good for Country Day right now.
And Raven, one of my friends plays on the boys soccer team. This fall they were up 3-1 against Raven Gap with 90 seconds left, and they ended up losing the game. So obviously anything can happen just in that short period of time.
Chance for the Chargers here, but ball ended up hopping behind Blaine McElroy. And when I was talking earlier, Zach, about how the Chargers have to balance making sure they win the game, don't want to leave their starters on too long, don't want them to get injured, give them some more rest, also give some of the secondary players more experience in a playoff game. But also, you got to make sure your players are going to be fit too, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't want to pull them off too early. So there's so many factors these coaches have to manage when they're thinking about especially having one more game to go. All right, 7:15 left, and the Chargers continue to lead. Here's a turnaround shot by Blaine McElroy going wide to the far post. Goal kick coming up for Country Day. Should the Chargers advance, and they're on their way right now, they would play here at home at Mozak Field over Cash Stadium on the campus of Providence Day School against Charlotte Latin on Saturday, and the game will be broadcast by Bay Hackle Sports. So
at 2 p.m. I think we have official time now.
All right, great.
But there's rain and there's a bunch of other factors. We all thought this game's going to start at 5. Here we are at 7. But good. It's good that it started at 5 because I was still taking my APCSP exam.
Uh-oh.
So.
I'll tell you what, I was at my favorite coffee shop working today, and got to stay a little long. Got to stay a little longer than I thought because of the delay. First, it was going to be at 6, then 6:30, and then finally 7. They just said stay home until we give you a final time, and all worked out. We got the game in, which could have been played tomorrow, but now the Chargers have, if they advance, have an extra day of rest. Down to 6 minutes to go. And time very quickly running out for Country Day. All right, coming in now. Ella Romanowski coming in, a senior forward, getting some action here late. And Katie Tedder coming off. Great job there.
Yep, so we have some forwards coming off. Rowan Daly, Leah Zimmer.
Yeah, again, Dan Dudley, the head guy for the Chargers, but he's got a great group of assistants led by Chris Dunn, Gundacker, Ashley Liberto, and Clay Hellner's the statistician. And, of course, the coaching staff of Country Day, the head coach, Oscar Del Pino, and assistant coaches Maggie Daniel, Virginia McNeil, and Bill Laurie. And our officials tonight have called a pretty good game, I think. In the middle, the center referee, Matt Thomas, the AR1, Matt Fry, and the AR2, Ben Klein. And I want to give a shout-out again to our ball girls here at Providence Day. Zeta Lukabu, Bryn Metters, Addison Kettner, and Peyton Ward. Of course, Peyton's got a couple of older brothers, right? Austin Ward playing baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Cullen Ward also played baseball. He had a nice season this year. And Austin will be one of the seniors next year, along with Austin Nelson for the baseball team. All right, ball out and a goal kick coming up for Country Day. We're coming down to the wire now, 3:45 to go. I'm going to call it, Zach. I'm not afraid at this point, 3-0 Providence Day. I think it's all over but the final score here. And great job by Dan Dudley because he had the Chargers coached very well in this game. They were not going to take Country Day lightly. They pressured. They came out strong. They forced the issue, and I think when it's all over, they're going to say, hey, we played 80 minutes of complete soccer, and that's all that a coaching staff can ask for.
Absolutely. Excellent planning game played by Providence Day despite some adversity and an injury. It'll be so exciting to see them play on Saturday against Latinet, too. And it's nice to have that extra day of rest. We've seen that really, again, in all sports in North Carolina. You saw lacrosse has a couple days off. This soccer has a couple days off. Softball had a couple days off. And even in professional sports, Hurricanes, instead of 1 day off, they get 2. So it's lots of time for rest, which is very beneficial for teams like the Chargers in this great state of North Carolina.
Well, in a couple of minutes, you're going to hear a lot of happy Providence Day fans, parents, friends, relatives, as the Chargers are going to advance to the state final against Charlotte Latin right here at Providence Day against a very good Hawks team. And that'll be at 2 p.m., the number 1 and number 2 seed. Couldn't ask for anything more,
No,
right?
You could not ask for anything more. I wasn't expecting anything more. You asked me. These are 2 top 10 teams.
Country Day doing some subbing as well. Probably getting a couple of seniors in there.
So just under 2 minutes.
For the Buccaneers, that's number 3, Elizabeth Coppings, coming in. As we're down to a minute and a half now. And the Chargers will take that number 1 seed into the game on Saturday. Remember last year, Latin came in and upset the Chargers here in that final 3-1. So I know the Hawks would love to make it 2 in a row, and the Chargers would love to turn the tables and gain a small measure of revenge. Going to be a great game on Saturday. Final minute now of this one. And it's all over but the shouting. Hey, I want to thank all of the folks that chimed in tonight on our message board, the chat box, and also the emails that we got as well. Thank you so much. Always love to give the shout-outs here on our Providence Day Sports Network, and always a great thanks to our athletic director, Nancy Beatty, our assistant athletic directors, Rod Rochelle and Steve Bondurant. They do a great job. David Oliver, man, he's had a lot to deal with in these playoffs with all these rain delays and juggling all the schedules. And remember, you got 3 teams playing on the one field, and they're all in the playoffs. You got to do a lot of juggling, and nobody does it better than David.
Yep, and then you got a wedding to go to in Annapolis, and then the lacrosse game, state finals game to coach. He's juggled a lot and juggled all these tasks very well. So props to Mr. Oliver. He's putting a lot of time and hard work.
Yeah, first year assistant coach for the Chargers boys lacrosse team. It's all over. The Providence Day Chargers have advanced to the 2024 NCISAA State Championship game to take on the Hawks of Charlotte Latin right here at Providence Day at 2 p.m. That was about a perfect as game as Providence Day could play. Only little minor complaint, maybe could have finished a few more goals, but other than that, tremendous defense. They got enough goals to win. One minor thing to be concerned about, junior forward Jada McGrew went off with an injury. Whether she'll be able to play Saturday, we don't know. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Jada, and hope that she was not injured too seriously. We have no information on that. But, Zach, your thoughts and observations on tonight's NCISAA semifinal game between Country Day and the Chargers?
I was really impressed defensively with the Chargers. I know Country Day's strategy in the first half was really to sit back and defend the Chargers as best as they could. But when Country Day was putting pressure on in the second half, Providence Day's defense responded. Great play by center backs like Kate Cater and the other excellent defenders for Providence Day. Molly Duplitz had a solid game in goal. She hasn't seen a lot, but when she has faced lots of hard-hitting teams, she's really responded. So this is a really good game for Providence Day. Like you said, pretty close to perfect with some minor offensive adjustments that they could make. But overall, a great game went on Wednesday night, and also after 2 hours rain delay. I'm not going to complain.
Oh, no, not at all. That's for sure. Very good effort. And again, congratulations to Country Day. Had a very good season. Ended up as the 4th seed and got to the semifinals. Oscar Del Pino, the head coach over there at Country Day, does a great job with that program. He's done a great job throughout his career here in the Charlotte area with Charlotte Catholic as well. And it was great to see Oscar before the game. But, of course, Dan Dudley, he is the master, and he's going back to the state finals again with his Providence Day Chargers Saturday at 2 p.m. against a very good Charlotte Latin team. And, again, Bay Hackle Sports will have that one live on their website on Saturday. Again, the scoring, Blaine McElroy scoring in the 3rd minute with an assist from Jada McGrew. That was early in that first half of play. And then the Chargers got a second goal in the 33rd minute by Kelsey Hart. They took the lead at the half 2-0. And then an insurance goal in the 50th minute, once again from Blaine McElroy, her second of the game. And that was all she wrote, 3-0 Providence Day with the win. Blaine McElroy's goal in the 3rd minute proves to be the game winner. It's pretty nice getting a game-winning goal in the 3rd minute, right?
Absolutely.
Well, that's going to do it for our Providence Day live stream. Thanks so much for everybody to watch. I want to thank Charlie Gould, our broadcast booth engineer, who always comes down, checks up, makes sure the buttons are all pushed properly and the knobs are all turned in the right direction. Charlie Gould is our 8th grade wonder, that's for sure. And, Zach, always good to work with you. You and I think you were the first guy I ever worked with here a couple of years ago when we developed the student professional announcers program here at Providence Day. Congratulations on your confirmation, too, over at Bethel Temple a couple nights ago.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Congrats on that. Might see you over there at the Jewish Community Center. I'm going to play some tennis over there. You remember?
That's a great play. Yes. I believe, you told me the other day. And then a couple months ago, we were talking about potentially joining the J. So it's great. It's great to see. Tennis is a great sport. I know a lot of people play tennis over there. And lots of good things to be excited about for the future, including a soccer game on Saturday.
Yeah, indeed. Well, that's going to do it for us. Thanks again for everybody for watching and all those who chimed in on our chat box and also via email. And so for our broadcast booth engineer, Charlie Gould, and our color student analyst, Zach Kahn, this is Tim Donnelly. So long, everybody. Final score in this NCISAA Girls Varsity Semifinal. The Providence Day Chargers 3 and the Country Day Buccaneers 0. Chargers play the Hawks of Charlotte Latin Saturday right here at the campus of Providence Day at 2 p.m. And so for all of us on our Providence Day live stream, this is Tim Donnelly. So long, everybody, and do keep America in your thoughts and prayers. Good night from Providence.